My name is Dr. Story, and I'm going to show you in this video how exactly I analyze and adjust the foot. Now, very often on some YouTube channels, you'll see different doctors, the patient has their shoe on and they actually just grab the foot like this or grab the foot like this and pull. And you'll see that I'm doing it without the shoe on. And the reason why is because to me, that's like a dentist cleaning someone's teeth when the patient has their mask on. So the main areas that I'm adjusting when you see this is a person's foot here. This is going to be their left foot. And what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the subtalar joint, which is right there between the talus and the calcaneus. And you'll see how I analyze that. Then I'll be adjusting the talus. Now, the most important thing when adjusting the talus is not just distracting it, but pushing it from front to back, or what's called A to P, as well as medial to lateral. And in some cases, you will adjust it lateral to medial, depending on the history, and you'll see that. I'm also going to be analyzing the cuboid bone. I will be analyzing the navicular and all the cuneiforms. So I hope you enjoy this video. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this on social media. Because the thing is, anything that's wrong with the feet basically can throw off your body. So it's just one of those things that we just check off the box as a kind of a culprit. So the first adjustment I'm going to do is what's called the subtalar joint. And that's the joint right underneath, right in here, between this bone called the talus and the calcaneus. And the way I like to do it is I'm going to hook my fingers right underneath the calcaneus and then kind of relax his foot so I get a good, nice grip on it right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it, what's called long axis extension. So I'm going to pull it down this way. Then I'm going to pull it up by flicking my wrist. And then the way his feet are oriented, it's angled that way, called medial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my hand, I'm going to flick it like this, and then pull it straight, all in one shot. It's a 3-for-1. So the way I'm going to do it too is I'm going to stabilize it by finding the cuboid bone. I'm going to stabilize the cuboid bone and the talus like this, so that when I do this, the calcaneus will jam into the cuboid, and then the backside of the subtalar joint will open up. So that's how I'm going to do it. So here we go. Good. Now I'm going to adjust the talus. Reach across right here. Stabilize it with my thumb. And then I'm going to traction this straight down and then medial to lateral. There we go. So now let's do this side. Scoot up a little. One of the disadvantages of adjusting the feet is you make people taller. So again, you'll see from this angle, I got my fingers here, I'm going to pull it down this way, up that way, and then turn it from here to here. And again, stabilizing on the opposite side with the cuboid. Good. And then the talus. Good. And that's how I adjust the hind foot. Then I'm going to check the cuboid bone. I just go right underneath, grab the cuboid, and I check from front to back. That's actually moving fine. And then the cuneiforms. I'm going to take the metatarsal here, feel the joints here, check the cuneiforms. Those are moving okay. And then the navicular. As navicular is stuck a little bit going that way, and I don't like adjusting it from up to down, up from below up, because it's hard to do, so I have a different way of doing it, and I'll show that in a second. Let me check this cuboid. This is fine. Cuneiform. So the first cuneiform is a little bit tight going down, so I'm going to adjust that one here. So I'm going to take my middle finger go right on the cuneiform, and I'm going to angle my finger so I get a little lock in there. That's the secret to doing a good adjustment on the cuneiform. And with my thumb, I stabilize the metatarsal, and I just support it with my other one. And the key is to find that perfect angle where it's free floating, otherwise it'll jam into the other joints. And that's just based on feel for each individual foot. So I can feel it here. There we go. And that felt pretty good. To me.
Okay.
Felt good to the patient too. So let's see how much movement is in there now. There's plenty of movement there now. And then I'm going to check the navicular. So let me adjust this one. So go ahead and lie down on your stomach. So for the navicular, I like to use a speeder board. And the advantage of the speeder board is that it goes up about 10 millimeters or so, which is enough. And if there's a bone right here and a bone right here, and you push it down, the bone over here will keep translating in that direction, and the bone right here will stop. So I'm going to put this on his cuneiform and metatarsals. The navicular will be here, and so all I have to do is just push down, and the navicular will actually create motion. So I'm going to find the metatarsal, find the cuneiform right there. And then the secret behind doing this is to open up the joint. So I'm going to take the heel and just pull up just a little bit. That gives a little more space so the joint will move that way. And then you just need good aim. I'm going to take my knuckle right there, just like so. And the noise is actually the speeder board. Scares the daylights of people out in the waiting room though. I'm going to do it 3 times. And that stimulates the nerves around that joint to allow the joint to move. And I'm just going to check it in this direction. And there's good movement there. And that's how we're going to adjust the foot.